Are you afraid to play tug with your dog because it will cause aggression? Don't worry. If your dog is not aggressive already, tug is not going to create aggression. Now, if your dog does display aggressive behaviors, including resource guarding, you might want to bring in a professional to help you with this because you don't want to make things worse. But with 95% of the dogs out there who are not having behavioral issues like aggression or resource guarding, there's absolutely no reason you shouldn't play tug. Often clients will tell us that playing tug brings out this aggression in their dog. The thing is, what you're seeing is really amped up play with no rules. Any dog who is not aggressive or does not have severe resource guarding can absolutely learn the rules of tug. In fact, I would even go so far as to say if you brought in a professional, even your aggressive or resource guarder could also learn tug. So if you're going to play tug with your dog, it's really important to have the proper toy. Don't play with something that's too small for your dog. So the first rule of tug is wherever I'm holding the toy, there should be no teeth. As soon as teeth touch skin, the game ends. The next rule of tug is there's no jumping to get the toy. I should be able to hold this toy in my hand with a dog in front of me and not have them assaulting me to get the toy. I do not use a leave it command for this. This is just implied, meaning just don't do it. I should not have to tell you not to. The third rule of tug is if this is on the ground and I go to reach for it, the dog does not get to try and snipe it from me. As soon as I am over top of or touching the toy, it is now mine and the dog is not allowed to steal it. Fourth rule of tug is you have to drop on command. And this is not an actual rule, but it is something that I think that people need to take into consideration is that it is okay to let your dog win. In fact, I think it actually helps strengthen your relationship if you allow the dog to win simply because the dog doesn't think that they don't get anything out of it. I'll even let the dog have like a little victory lap with the toy when I let them win. So here's what tug should look like. So for a dog that's new to this, I always start them on leash. I want to maintain control of the game. By not using a leash, I can very quickly lose control. I have no way to communicate to the dog that I don't want them to jump on me. I don't want them grabbing the toy when I drop it. And I might need some backup for the drop command. So leash on, if you're using a prong collar, go for it. This is just a slip lead. You could use a remote collar, but your dog definitely needs to understand remote collar before you're gonna apply it to tug. So toy is big enough for him to grab. I like this particular two-handed tug toy. It's from Redline K9. So I want to have a command that lets him know it's time to play. I like to say, get it. Get it. Get it. Notice how I still have the leash in my left hand while I tug. If you're using a one-handed toy, then you would just do this. If the dog starts growling, it does not mean that they're being aggressive. Growling can mean just play as well. When I want him to drop, I'm going to stop tugging and I will use my command, and if he does not drop, I will pull up on the leash. Odin, drop. Okay, pull up. Good. Okay, now it is implied this is mine now. There is no leave it. So I should be able to do this. If he was to jump, I would just say nope. I might apply a little bit of spatial pressure and pull up on the leash. Okay, so if I say drop, that means you do not pick that up. And if I go to pick it up, I expect that I should be able to pick it up and he doesn't try and grab it. Now notice I kept my leash short. If he went to grab it, I would communicate with him through the leash and spatial pressure. I would step into him and say, my toy. Get it. Good boy. Good boy. Drop. Good boy. Sit. Good. Get it. Good boy. Did you win? Did you win? Okay, drop. Something that I think is really important that we think about is do not play keep away with your dog. Don't tease them with the toy. Don't be like, ooh, you want it? You want it? Oh, it's mine. That is a great way to teach your dog how to resource guard. If I'm playing with a dog, I'm like, yeah, get it. Ooh, get it? Yeah, good boy. I never want the dog to think that I'm going to snatch it from them and keep it from them. Of course, at the end of the game, I'm going to ask him to drop. I will take the toy and put it away, but I do not tease him with it. So go ahead and try playing tug, implement these rules, and see how awesome it can be. If you added 10 minutes of tug a day, I promise your dog is going to be so happy and fulfilled and probably even better behaved, simply because we're going to take this intense energy and put it into something, which means it's not going to go into something else annoying like digging or barking at you to do something with them. Happy training.